Hey, you're listening to Don't Lie to Your Life Coach podcast with Kim Arrington. I'm Kim Arrington. I'm a life coach, a weight loss coach, an author, and a badass passionate about helping you connect back to your most authentic self. Join me here each week so I can coach you on how to think all those juicy thoughts that get you feeling your absolute best and taking some big ass action. Coaching has changed my life, and it can change your life too. I'm here to give you real life solutions to create a life you'll love. Because the truth is, boo, you ain't just got problems, you got options. Hey. The wind is blowing too much here. It has been windy. I got out and walked before the wind took over the whole world. Today, we are going to be talking about, do you tell yourself you're proud? And I want to start off with a story about a client. And I'm going to not give you all the details because I keep my clients confidential unless they say, hey, please share the story. So my client he's invited me to a lot of things, and I haven't been able to make it. And I was actually able to make it to this one event. I will not give you more information about it, but I was in awe at what he was able to do at this event. And at the end of it, it ended up being just me and him. And I was like, I am so proud of you. I'm so proud of you. And I meant it. I don't say shit I don't mean. So I meant it. And in our next session, he said, you being proud of me meant everything. And he said, I was proud of me. And I was like, hell yeah, you were. This episode is all about, do you tell yourself you're proud? Do you notice the amazing things you do and have done? Because in 2024, I said this in another podcast, a solution always exists, and you are what the solution comes through. And consistently telling yourself that you are proud, okay, God smacked by what you do is an easy way to build a relationship with yourself that you love. And that is part of what happiness is. It's trusting yourself, it's loving yourself, it's respecting yourself, but it's also noticing how amazing you are. And when you are proud of yourself, you are not constantly looking outside of yourself. Did you all see how I did that dramatically? Constantly looking outside. If you're on YouTube, you saw me do the looking outside. Can you tell I used to be a theater teacher? Not an actress, but a theater teacher. Hey, when you say that, stage direction, make sure you look around. Constantly looking outside of yourself for validation is not a winning game. Validating yourself so much that other people parrot back to you the great things you say to yourself is, well, how do you get there, Coach Kim? We're going to talk about it on this episode. I got you, because this is something that's hard to do if you don't have a habit of it. If you don't do it until you can tolerate it. That's really what a habit is all about. It's like, I'm going to keep doing this until it's second nature and I can tolerate it. So we'll talk about this because this right here will change your life. This will change your life. So the first question I have to ask you, and even before I talk about that, I want to talk about my friend Zelda, who I've spoken about several times on the podcast. I love that Zelda celebrates all of her milestones. And we were at, I will say it was a birthday. I'm going to say it was a birthday that we were at a birthday party, because Zelda has events, and she has events quite a bit, and she's like, hey, this is happening and I want to share this with you. That's such generosity when someone wants to share their good feelings about what's happened in their life with you. So Zelda we were at an event and Zelda talked about, listen, I didn't used to be like this. I didn't used to celebrate everything, but I had this person who worked for me who celebrated everything and told me I should celebrate everything. And now I do that. Zelda has gotten inside of my DNA and walked around because I recognize for myself, I was a self celebrator. And that, well, at first I wasn't as much of a self-celebrator. My first step was becoming a self-celebrator where I celebrated myself. And then my next step was inviting people in to celebrate me and to celebrate alongside of me themselves. And this right here hits so many different things. Our desire to know ourselves deeper, know ourselves deeply, and to experience ourselves in so many different ways, but also to share that with community and to see the gleam in other people's eyes that is you. You have the gleam in your eyes about you, but then they're gleaming about you, and then you help them. It's a giving process. It's a receiving, right? You're receiving, but it's a giving process for other people to see you celebrate, and then they do the same. Look at what Zelda did. Look at what Zelda did. I'm sitting here thinking about a dinner party for my 47th birthday. I'm sitting here thinking about like an actual dance party. I'm thinking about where I want to travel, but not just celebrating those moments of a holiday or an anniversary, but celebrating the everyday good stuff that you bring in. I saw a bottle of Snapple. Whenever I'm in New York, y'all, I drink Snapple because you can get Snapple. I love I love grape aid Snapple. I love orangeade Snapple. And I never can find them except in New York. In the bodegas, they always have them. And I remember back in the day, the tagline for Snapple is made from the best stuff on earth. That's what you are. You are made from the best stuff on earth. And we want to show you the rah, the sis, the boom, the ba, and the yay and the woot woot. Okay. One of the things I want you to think about is ways that you like to celebrate. What do you like to do? Like, do you like to have the friends over for cocktails or mocktails? Do you like to go out to dinner? Do you like to do a hike? That was my plug. I like to do a hike. Do you like to go out to, you know, an art museum? I mean, think about ways you like to celebrate. Ask yourself this week, what are ways I like to celebrate? Take out your note app on your phone and type it in, or a Google Doc, and type in ways you like to celebrate. So then the next time a celebration is coming up, or you're just like, I'm celebrating this, you'll go do it. I'll tell you what I like to do, and I don't like to celebrate with food. Food can be present, but I always remind myself that I'm not celebrating with the food because of the relationship I used to have with the food, where I did try to celebrate so much. So I try to say I'm celebrating with the people I love, I'm celebrating myself, but I'm gonna contradict myself, okay? Every now and then, I like to celebrate by going to my neighborhood bar and having a single cocktail. And notice I said a single drink of alcohol by myself because I recognize that there are ways that things can evolve. I'm not saying I don't drink more than one drink when I'm out sometimes, but I am really cognizant of my family history and the fact that I one time used food in a way I don't want to use drink in a way. So I'm very intentional. Last night I went out with a friend. I had one drink and I was very intentional. I was just having one drink. I don't drink all the time, and I also don't drink that often at home. So those are my rules, my laws. You will have your own. I also love to celebrate by going to the $5 movie day at the movies. I honestly could do that every 6 weeks. That feels like a huge celebration. Sometimes I get a Slurpee, but sometimes, a lot of times, or icy. Sometimes I get an icy. A lot of times I don't. I just last time I was there, the nice guy let me bring in my matcha that I had because it was so cold outside, and they made the matcha so hot after I was like, they're like, we can make it a little cooler, but it was so hot. He was like, "You can go ahead and bring it in. I won't tell you the movie theater." By the way, every episode is sponsored by Half Life Weight Loss, my program for successful women over 40 who want to lose weight the last time and not be obsessed by food. Let's take a listen. Hey girl, hey, my name is Coach Kim, and I'm your last weight loss coach. More on that later. Yes, I've lost 65 pounds, and I'm living my dream of lasting weight loss, plus so much more. And I'm here to spill some tea. What if I told you it only takes watching these 13 videos and doing your workbooks to finally have lasting weight loss? Like weight melting off like ice cream while you eat what you like weight loss? Like being able to go in any store and pick up a pair of jeans or that red dress in your size, like not having to lose weight for an event. You're going to the event and everybody is talking about you at the event and how good you look. Body confidence on 10, friend. And having the most fun you've had in years while saving money, time, and stress. Sign me up, coach. Put me in, coach. Half Life Weight Loss is going to help you gain your whole self back. I got you. All right. Can't wait to see you on the inside. All right, we're back. If you want to know more about that, go to kimarrington.com/free weight class. I want to also tell you, these kind of podcasts are central to people who want to lose weight, because part of the reason sometimes we eat is because we don't feel good about ourselves. We don't feel proud. We think all the good things happen to other people. That's part of the reason why I include this. Some of my listeners some of my listeners they don't want to lose weight. Some of my listeners don't want to lose weight. So there are these podcasts for them. But for my other listeners who do, this is part of that too. It serves both purposes. Think about ways you celebrate. Don't make them just food. Come up with some other ways. Don't make them just you buying something. Like there are so many amazing free ways to celebrate. Think about how you like to celebrate. And then what's your celebration style? Like, and this was so fun coming up with these categories. Are you an introvert who's going to come outside and play and roll back into the house? Are you a middle for diddle? You guys, do you know what middle for diddle means other than sounding like really naughty? Like, and not naughty, like kind of sexy, if you ask me. I'd never heard this. Middle for diddle is when you throw a dart and decide who has the first throw in the game of darts. And it's the person who gets nearest the bullseye. That's the person who gets the first throw. Obviously, I don't play a lot of billiards, okay? So middle for diddle is, are you kind of in between? Like you're not super introverted, but you're also not, let's get loud. Let's get loud. Let's get loud. You're not like somebody who wants to paint the town red. Boy, I am doing all these idioms. It was so funny. My youngest had an idiom assignment for school, and I was really good at this. And I don't know, is it just are idioms something that are really Southern, or like, I feel like I can hear idioms though in my Northern Puerto Rican and Dominican friends and my Jewish friends. So I just think every culture has their idioms and every area has their idioms. And I use a lot of idioms. I don't know. I don't know why I use so many. Middle for diddle, are you kind of in the between? Or are you a go big or go home? Where it's like you are going to literally be close down the bar, or you're gonna close down the club from dancing. You're gonna have a huge celebration. When I think about go big or go home, I think about when I was invited along with a friend to a celebration, and this person who really didn't want us to talk a lot about it, so I'm not going to give lots of information, but he had a birthday party and we all went to Telluride, and it was opulent. It was hiking and fly fishing and bluegrass bands and stages built on the side of on a mountain, and amazing food and drink. That is go big or go home. It was an incredible celebration. I can tell you that at some point, I would love to celebrate my milestone the way that he did in that way, because he gave everything. All you had to do was get there, which Telluride takes some effort to get there. All you gotta do is get there and pay for your accommodations, and everything else was gifted along with these beautiful bags. I mean, it was an extravaganza. So art is your celebration style. I'll come out and play, but then I'm gonna go back in, introverted, middle for diddle, where I'm in the middle, like I'm not gonna make it really huge, but I'm gonna celebrate, for sure. Or is it like gigantic? And I love being around all these people because when I'm invited to the celebration, it inspires me. First of all, I want to celebrate those people, but it also inspires me about how I want to feel proud about what I do. So think about that. And also be willing to upgrade to the next category. Or if you're a go big and go home, maybe you want to downgrade sometimes. But make sure you are being authentic to yourself. Continually telling yourself you're proud is the way that all the sticks and stones won't break your bones. It's the way that when someone says an offhand comment, it doesn't stick to you. It's your way of feeling so connected to yourself that when you do have a failure or something doesn't go the way you wanted it to, you're not just sitting in the proud and saying, I can only feel proud. You're tolerant because you have all these moments and you understand that not getting it quite right or failing forward is a way to eventually be proud, because if you stick with it, you'll get to where you want to go. It's also okay if you don't want to stick with it. Being proud sometimes is stepping away, stepping more into yourself and stepping away from a situation that doesn't feel as authentic. So, what are some of the future prouds you want? Some of you all want to graduate from a program of whatever type, or you have this feat that you want to do, or you have all these things that you have thought about wanting to do. I have a buddy who wants to hike the whole Appalachian Trail. Now, as much as I love hiking, that is not a future proud I want, but I love that for him. I love that for him. Some people have a specific place they want to live or something that they want to accomplish. Think about some of your future prouds. Think about some of the things that you want to do. I know that one of my future prouds is that I want to eventually have the Kim Arrington Foundation that does philanthropic work with teachers, with students who are in college and who will be graduating, with formerly incarcerated people, with artists. It's a wide range of people, but those are my neighbors. Those are my neighbors and everybody in between. So I haven't sussed out everything. Don't, hold me accountable to keeping it exactly how I say it's going to be, but that benefits my neighbors, that benefits my neighbors. So what is a future proud you have? So for the next 30 days, we're going to do a proud-a-thon. You are going to notice, I give this homework all the time with my clients. You're going to notice things to be proud about. In a day, I have numerous things that I'm proud about. Like I'm proud I went and worked out today. I'm proud that I recorded 2 podcasts today. I'm proud that I had such a great week with 12-week year. Get the book, get the book. I'll link it in the show notes. I'm proud of myself for sharing love with people, for giving a compliment earlier today, for ending out the week on a high, for going to support a friend tonight at an art opening. I am proud of myself for how I show up, the person I am, for my kindness, for my understanding. So like, what are you proud about? Okay, like what are the things about you that you're proud of. And that's for you to decide. I don't get to decide what you get to be proud about, but I help to point this out to my clients all the time. How do you show yourself you're proud? I like how I did this. It can be that easy. Oh my gosh, I'm so proud of myself. Wow, I did an amazing job. I don't think anybody else could have done this the way I did it. What an incredible way. I love the way my brain thinks. I love the way I handled that situation. I am the bomb. Like, I always, when I run, at the end of my running, I turn around in a circle and I literally cheer myself. You cheer yourself for the next 30 days. Take notice of what you're proud of. I think you'll be surprised at how much you are. Like how you do what you do, because you're the only person who can do what you do in the way that you do. Not that do. So here's what you're going to do. Every single episode, I end it with an affirmation. This one is very easy. I am so proud of myself. I am so proud of myself. I am so stinking proud of myself. It doesn't have to be a big thing, y'all. It can be something small. I told myself I was going to wake up 5 minutes early, and I did. I made up my bed. It can be, I instead of me yelling at my kid or fussing at my kid about that, I actually listened to him and we were deeply connected. There are so many ways to feel proud. Choose one, tell yourself today, and check out another episode. Leave me a comment on YouTube and come back next week. I'm proud of y'all. I'm proud of y'all for being listeners. All right. Have a good one.
Are you feeling what you just heard? Good, good. Repeat after me. You don't have to figure it out on your own again anymore. I'm here to help. Head over to KimArrington.com and download my free video series dedicated to getting you feeling your best right now. Look around, there's some good stuff waiting on you. Got questions? Well, we're always talking on the socials, so find me on YouTube, Insta, and the book. Don't be shy, y'all. Go listen to another episode or join me here the same time next week. Finally, don't keep good shit to yourself. Share this with a homie that could use some help too. Remember, we're not lying to ourselves anymore. We're not lying to our doctors. And you damn sure don't lie to your life coach.